I'm just
My
telling the
playtime
truth.
with other human beings in Super Smash Bros. 2 is very limited. I just down B a lot with Falco.
So anyways, into this match here, we've got GGEA Kosoku versus Orex. Orex, as we know, very powerful Peach player. Saw a lot of him in doubles with Dakpo. And Kosoku just been getting better every single time we see him with that Mario. And we'll see how he does in this matchup, which a lot of people, Neighbor, are starting to think is a little Peach favored.
Yeah, definitely. That big range is super helpful. The floatiness to get out of combos that other characters fall prey to, super good. And wow, that up air from Orex to cover the roll in. Orex is controlling the space so well.
And almost netting a kill with that forward air right there. Not the best choice of DI there from Kosoku, but now going to get set off stage again. Orex is just on that skateboard right now, as we say.
Yeah, the overall play style of Peach is very, cat and mouse, bait heavy, and blends itself well to not getting grabbed by Mario. Look out for more of what I believe Kimono would be about to point out with Orex's floats.
Yeah, Orex's floats are a big part of that bait and punish. You saw right there using a sort of an extended tomahawk with it and trying to read the roll in after the footstool. That's not just bait and punish, that's just a big read that he was going for. But now Kosoku finally getting it started using the down tilt, which I love seeing. Not enough Marios used that down tilt against the floaty characters and almost killed them off the top with down air.
Wow, just out of range of the forward smash, fades right back in for a forward air of Peach taking the stock, 64%.
This is not undoable.
No, it's not, and Kosoku is, determined to rack on that percent and take this out, but a lead is a lead. Orex, especially when you have a full stock lead, you can play even more patient and safe. Definitely amplifies the power of that playstyle that he falls back on.
One of the things that I want to point out is that you can tell when Orex is on a big roll when he doesn't stop moving. And you can see he's doing a lot of the float bounces, right? He is not stopping his movement. He keeps his on-fire roll going. And I think a big part of Kosoku's game plan has to be stopping that. Did you see that he almost got some big stuff started?
Oh, I did. I'm honestly surprised that Kosoku wasn't like, oh yeah, I've lived this 2 million times, I'm ready to nair. But, I mean, who would?
Yeah, who would?
I do like that you mentioned that he's always moving, though, because that is definitely a big reason why it's so hard for Kosoku to get this grab. And look, he only got one up tilt before Orex got out.
That's floaty characters Mario does not love getting the combos on.
Man, he fights so hard for this one win, one grab in neutral, barely gets any percent for it, and then it's back to the grind.
I really like the use of the Peach Bomber to get burst movement off stage and then float down to follow Kosoku as he's getting that low recovery. Didn't get anything too big on it, but you don't really need to look for big here when you're Orex. You just need to get that one hit. Kosoku needs to look for big, and he got a little bit. He got medium.
I like how patient Kosoku is right now, not pressing any buttons, willing to let Orex even pull turnips just to find the opportunity, the right opportunity, to get these openings, brought it up to 70%, and with this rage,
this is kill percent.
Nearing kill percents for sure.
Tipper F smash, this will kill a Peach.
Oh yeah, I mean that's going to be more of the hard read territory. A couple hits away from up smash being a terrifying landing trap.
But won't get the chance. Back air going to take out Kosoku for game one. And again, just a big part of that is that Kosoku didn't get the opportunity to slow down Orex because no matter what he did, Orex just kept moving, kept that train rolling.
Right, and the fact that you're moving so much makes it so hard to catch your movement, so hard to adjust to the way that he is, flying around so you can get that grab. He's doing a really good job of baiting with punishing.
Lylan's a pretty good stage for that too, because of just the jankiness factor of the stage, it's really easy to whiff moves that you would think on a stable stage would probably hit. And one of the big things that I think is going to be going for Orex on the stage is that Peach is so good at covering platforms. As long as he gets Kosoku above him, Kosoku's going to have a hard time getting back down, and we're going to see this right here. Covering these platforms, but a great air dodge from Kosoku.
Right, see, he air dodged, but then he was right back into the thick of it in disadvantage, standing right next to Peach, who continued the pressure.
So to note, this is Kosoku's counter pick.
Right, I mean, you mentioned that Peach can cover the platforms pretty well. However, if Mario does use one of those low platforms to get a combo started, that could absolutely be fatal.
I think what the big thing is that those low platforms are going to help Kosoku build the damage faster to get Orex into that kill percent. He's not necessarily looking to use the platforms to kill, but just the fact that it was so hard for him to rack up that one win. But one win right there on a good read there from Orex going to take out the first stock from Kosoku.
Yeah, very similar to the last game, sitting at 65 now after the first interaction.
But you can see already using these platforms to keep Orex juggled and then get back to the ground if he needs to. 83%.
Right, 1 or 2 backers away from up smash being a real threat.
I love the footsies on the right. Orex realizes Kosoku's not approaching, goes for a turnip, gets him to approach it. Now this is just like how Stock 1 started. Got him up on that platform, get the up air to get the ball rolling.
You know, nice air-to-air by Orex. Not going to let Kosoku empty land around him.
These up airs are so clean from Orex. Interesting with the Toad.
Okay, I like the float there, waiting for maybe air dodge into the platform, but Kosoku doesn't bite. Takes advantage back out of a situation that looked a little sticky.
Kosoku is absolutely looking for that down air if he can get Orex back up into the air. Maybe even looking for it off stage here. Maybe going for the cape, interesting.
I wonder if Flood might have done him a little bit better. Uncharged, probably. So maybe not the fastest in the world, but I think that Peach can snap under the cape. Okay, down air from stage height, not going to do it.
Not yet. But 135, you know, he's got a lot of options that are getting close. Back throw will certainly be one.
Orex, so good at recovering, definitely playing around all of Kosoku's aerials, but eventually you got to get back on stage, and still the ledge trap continued, so Kosoku played well to his advantage, but now sitting at 95%, it might have been too little too late. See if Orex can play with this lead well enough.
You can never really count out Mario, especially on Lilat where, you know, like we were saying earlier, this is a stage where he can probably get that that low to mid percent started up a lot faster than on another stage, but he's got a big mountain to climb because Orex is already back in advantage, but Kosoku getting right back in, got him on the platform, this is where it starts.
Right, and continuing this pressure, it is tough for Orex to get down. Eventually smartly uses that float to adjust the timing at which he's landing. Finds his way down, and now Kosoku playing on those plats.
Yeah, side. Ooh. Wow.
Damage.
Yeah, that's big damage right there.
Sitting at almost 70%. Orex is, again, just a couple hits away, especially with this rage from up smash being super terrifying.
And again, you know, he gets one good read, maybe even a jab lock. You know, you see that forward smash definitely killing now. But going for the down air off the top and gets it.
Up air down air does find it. He's been fishing for it. With this rage, down air does kill exceptionally earlier than a lot of people would expect.
I have to say, Kosoku is one of the most clutch players I've ever seen. He consistently finds ways to win games where he's up at that 130, 140%. And I'm like, how does this man just keep doing this?
I think he just knows really well how to play to his win conditions. He knows what he's going to catch you off guard with. He knows what moves can kind of turn the table around.
Certainly turned the tables there with that downer, taking it to Game 3, clutching victory from the jaws of defeat, but I feel
again, like starting similarly with Orex at a lead and playing with it.
Orex has just been playing so evasively, using the air in his control and not to Kosoku's.
There we go, with punish on the up air, just flailing far away from Kosoku.
Yeah, it's funny. He gets a
jab reset. No,
not able to
he recognized that if he locked there, it would have been a pratfall, so he opted not even to nair, just land and get the tech chase. And look at how lucrative it was for him.
Yeah, a very good split-second decision for Kosoku because he's now got Orex sitting closer and closer to those kill percents. But Peach with rage, we're talking about Mario with rage, but Peach with rage is another monster in and of itself.
Oh yeah, I almost felt like it didn't need to be said, but absolutely it does. She has so much power behind her punches.
And behind those slaps, but Kosoku's looking to slap it into a first stock lead, which is not something we've seen from him against Orex yet today. Yeah,
that would be a big turning of the way this matchup is running. Again, still going real deep, but Orex, again, still maintaining that strong recovery. Hard for Kosoku to find his in.
God, now we're at back throw percent, still looking for that up smash because he's at center stage, though, and Orex gets the read on the air dodge.
Oh my goodness. I mean, I thought that Kosoku knew how to play to his win conditions. Orex really turning things around. and continuing the trend of taking the first stocks in the set.
And now just building up that damage again. Back throw should do it here on Town and City. So
yeah, even without Rage, couple pummels just to be sure, but absolutely on Town and City.
I'm pushing Orex away, and that's one of the things I want to see Kosoku do more when Orex is sitting back and going, all right, he's not approaching, I'm going to pull a turnip. In that time, that's the time he could be using to charge Flood.
You know, one of the things, this might sound tangential for a sec, one of the things Gibbous told me about the Greninja Peach matchup was actually he has to use Hydro Pump a lot more just in neutral to mess up Peach's float timings. And I feel like maybe Mario could start to implement that in a similar way. Kind of force her to play more of a grounded game, less of a cat and mouse that makes it difficult for him to get these grabs, and maybe when there aren't even footing, he can start getting stuff going a little easier.
I mean, the Flood could be especially useful for disrupting, but you have to choose the critical moment to disrupt that float so that you can get in there for that punish. But Kosoku's got to get closer before he can do that, because once again, he's sitting right where he was at this game too. So we know he's not down and out, but it is in Orex's favor, and Orex will take it 2-1.
Kosoku ran up and shielded, and it looked like he had like a timetable in his mind of, okay, this is a time that'll like maybe nair or do something on my shield, at which point I'll grab.